Hey guys, and welcome to my movie analysis video. So I thought, why not do Fantastic Four films, as I've already been doing Spider-Man, MCU, and plan to do X-Men as well. So let's not waste any time and get right into Fantastic Four. A group of people went to space and being exposed by cosmic radiation, which gives them superpowers, and used them to stop an enemy known as Doctor Doom. So yeah, this is the second live-action Fantastic Four movie, counting the 1994 low-budget, sort of unreleased Fantastic Four movie, directed by Ole Sassoon, and produced by Roger Corman. During the production back in 1983, Bernd Eichinger, a producer who met with Stan Lee at home in Los Angeles, to explore obtaining an option for a Fantastic Four movie. The option was unavailable until 3 years later when Enrique's Constantin Film Company obtained it from Marvel Comics for a price the producer called not enormous, and which has been estimated to be $250,000. Warner Bros. And Columbia Pictures were interested, but they were iffy on Eichinger's $40 to $45 million budget, with the option scheduled to expire on 31st of December 1992. Eichinger asked Marvel for an extension. With none forthcoming, Eichinger planned to retain his option by producing a low-budget Fantastic Four movie. In 2005, he says they didn't say I had to make a movie. So back in 1992, he went to Roger Corman, low-budget movie specialist, about the idea of producing the movie on a $5 million budget in order to keep the rights, which he eventually decided to bring down to $1 million. So the trailer of the 1994 television movie was released in cinema, and the casting director went on promotional tour. Obviously, the movie never got officially released, and was accused of being Ashcan copy, meaning it was the only made to keep the license. Stan Lee and Bernd Eichinger said that the casts had no idea of the situation, instead believing they were creating a proper release. Marvel Comics paid in exchange for the film's negative, so 20th Century Fox could go ahead with the big budget adaptation as well as a possible Silver Surfer spin-off for summer 1998. So on the underproduction of Avi Arad and Ralph Winter, in 1994, Chris Columbus was hired by the Fox to direct and write for the movie. He developed a screenplay with Michael France, but decided to step down as a director and focus on producing under his 1492 Pictures company. Peter Segal was hired to direct the movie in April 1997, but was replaced by Sam Wiesman, so then Sam Hamm got hired to rewrite the script. In April 1998, in an attempt to lower the $165 million project's budget. In February 1999, with developments taking longer than expected, Eichinger and Fox signed a deal with Marvel to extend the control of the film rights for another 2 years. It was planned to be released on summer 2001. Roger Gosnell was to direct the movie, but he chose to do the Scooby-Doo movie instead. Ant-Man movie's director Peyton Reed was considered to direct the film. Mark Frost was considered to rewrite. Peyton left and said he developed it for the better part of a year with 3 different sets of writers, but it became clear after a while that Fox had a very different movie in mind, and that they were also chasing a release date, so him and the writers ended up parting company. Peyton Reed's idea was described as taking the inspiration from A Hard Day's Night, with Alexis Denisov considered for the role as Mr. Fantastic. Mads Mikkelsen also auditioned for the role. Charlize Theron would have played Invisible Woman, Paul Walker would have played Human Torch, John C. Reilly would have played The Thing, and Jude Law as Doctor Doom, which I love the idea of the casting. Sean Astin was considered to direct the movie, and he wanted to give the part of Sue Storm to either Christina Aguilera or Cameron Dice. He wanted to direct it, despite never directing a movie before at the time, and never read any of the comics either. It's just so that he can step up in filmmaking, and felt that doing a Fantastic Four film will allow him to leave a mark, despite not getting the job. Tom Rothman was impressed with his determination and hoped to work with him on a future project. Did you know Robert Downey Jr. was considered for the role as Doctor Doom? Crazy that we got Iron Man actor considered for the role as Doctor Doom. Eventually, Robert Downey Jr. is casted as Doctor Doom in the MCU. Brendan Fraser was considered for the role as Reed Richards. Eventually, Tim Story confirmed to direct the movie after the Fox was impressed with his work on Taxi, and Tim was a comic fan. Simon Kinberg wrote drafts of the script but was uncredited. After seeing The Incredibles, Ihinger was considered to make significant script changes and add more special effects because of similarities. Johan Grufford plays Reed Richards, aka Mr. Fantastic, a scientist and the leader of the team who can stretch his limbs and reshape any portion of his body. I think Johan is perfect as the character. Whenever I read Reed Richards' bits in the comics, I always think of Grufford's voice. Chris Evans plays Johnny Storm, aka the Human Torch, who has the ability to control fire. His body can go in flames without hurting him. He can fly and absorb fire. He's brilliant. When I found out that Chris later played Captain America in the MCU films, I thought it was mad. And of course, I think he did a great job playing Captain America. Then when you look back on Fantastic Four movies, it would be so strange seeing Evans as the Human Torch. Jessica Alba plays Sue Storm, aka Invisible Woman, who possesses invincibility and force fields, and she's also Reed Richards' love interest, and she's also Johnny Storm's sister. She is fantastic as well. Michael Chiklis plays Ben Grimm, aka The Thing, who got turned into a guy made of orange rocks, giving him superhuman strength. He's awesome! The Thing is my favourite out of the Fantastic Four team. I was a fan of the character as a kid. I think Michael Chiklis once said in the interview that he was a fan of the character as a kid, which is so cool. Julian McMahon plays Victor Von Doom, aka Dr. Doom, a science associate and a friend of Reed Richards, who's from Latveria, later became a villain who can absorb electricity. I think he did a great job. I love Dr. Doom as the villain. Kerry Washington plays Alicia Masters, a blind artist and Ben Grimm's love interest. In the comics, she was a blind sculptor who was able to create incredibly lifelike representations of real people by touch and memory alone, and her stepfather is a villain known as the Puppet Master. Although, there was a character reference in a deleted scene where Ben visited Alicia's lab and the puppets were seen and Alicia said they belong to her stepdad, which is so cool.
Those are your puppets too?
Those are my stepdads.
I wish they did not cut that out. She has great chemistry with Ben. I buy the fact that Ben was ashamed of his look and Alicia made him feel better about himself. Stan Lee plays Willie Lumpkin, the mailman. You can't go wrong with Stan Lee's cameo.
Welcome back to the Baxter, Dr. Richards. I've got the usual for you. Good to have you back, sir. Thanks, Willie.
Hamish Linklater plays Leonard Kirk, Von Doom's assistant. Laurie Holden plays Debbie McIlvaine, Ben Grimm's ex-fiancée. They were originally to be married, but she dumps Ben due to her fear of his looks. Kevin McNulty plays Jimmy O'Houlihan, the Baxter Building doorman. Maria Menounos plays Kelly, the nurse who's supposed to look after Johnny Storm but ended up joining him to the skiing. Michael Kopsa played Ned Cecil, an investment banker who's killed by Doom. Apparently Hugh Jackman returned as Wolverine in a deleted scene from the theatrical cut, where Reed changes his face to resemble him to try and impress Sue, which is cool. There's some cool hologram effects where Reed is giving lessons about space. I love the fact that Ben Grimm stands up hating Johnny even though he's not the Thing yet. And plus the effects inside the space station with the windows open is nicely done. As the Fantastic Four and Victor are exposed by the storm, we cut to the hospital scene.
Do anything to fix your face.
The bit with Reed's grandpa look.
Liking the grandpa look.
What?
It's a nice callback to the comics. There's great chemistry between Reed and Ben.
Man, I was worried about you.
How are you feeling?
Solid.
I really buy that they're best friends. Skiing scene is a great scene. And this is pretty amusing.
Care to join me?
Also when Johnny turns the light on every now and then. The Thing entrance was terrifying.
kill me. It was the accident. Let me explain.
No, don't touch me!
Tabs!
I love the bridge scene. It reminds me of a video game adaptation that I played when I was a kid. I had a lot of enjoyment out of it. It was pretty intense when a firefighter fell.
I gotcha.
Thank God for Reed. The bit where Ben says that he used to smoke.
They're completely solid. How bad is it? You know, I used to smoke.
Funny enough, Ben Grimm occasionally smokes in the comics. The fact that Reed gets white at the temples after, the cosmic storm, the clothes not having any powers, unlike other Fantastic Four media, creating the suit so it bonds with the powers, keeping the hot stuff hot, and keeping the cool stuff cool.
Our uniforms were exposed to the storm, like us, so they can transform like us, becoming invisible, changing size on demand, or remaining impervious to flame.
And also Ben disliking the suits.
You guys look like an 80s rock band. I wouldn't be caught dead wearing that.
I love these costumes.
It really works perfectly.
You guys look like an 80s rock band.
Johnny pranking Ben is so funny.
Johnny!
Also, Johnny riding on the bike was a blast.
Whoa! Come on, Johnny, come on!
I love the bit where he names the members with superhero names.
They call me the Human Torch. Ladies call me Torch. That's the Invisible Girl.
What about your leader, Reed Richards? I hear you call him Mr. Fantastic.
Could have been worse.
What do you call that thing?
That's it.
The thing. Yeah, you think
Plus it pissed them off, especially Ben.
Johnny, stop it.
That's it, Tinkerbell!
No, Ben.
You wanna fly? Then fly!
The bit where Ben sits in a cafe makes me hungry for those kinds of food. Some may be craving for coffee.
Tonight, I wanna give it all to you. I was made for loving you, baby.
At Costa, we put our heart and soul into everything we do. You can feel it in every cup.
There's also great chemistry with Reed and Sue. Sadly, Ben wasn't happy with it because he recalled what Reed swore to do. Gotta love the Thing toy.
It's clobbering time.
It's catchy, right?
The bit where Reed is hanging onto a building shows it's not always a good thing if you have stretching abilities. I love the missile chase with Human Torch.
Flame on!
It's an incredible scene. Also Ben's famous line.
It's clobbering time.
There's a great fight scene between Ben and Doom. One of the greatest supervillain moments has got to be Doom getting car thrown at, then he got slammed into the bus, and he just walks out like it's nothing. Pretty gangster. The boss fight with Doom is awesome, great fitting. There's lots of great stuff in there. The CGI, especially Reed, is incredible for 2005. After the supernova where metal is dripping off Doom is pretty effective, and the Thing being real instead of CGI is brilliant. It made the movie aged pretty well. Fantastic Four gets applause. And we have a great ending.
My nose, Genius. These are my lips.
I think this movie is definitely underrated. After Elektra movie trailer was released in the cinema, the Fantastic Four release date was moved from 1st of July to 8th of July 2005 to avoid competition with War of the Worlds directed by Steven Spielberg during its first week. So the movie opened in 3,602 movie theatres in the United States and increased to 3,619 theatres in the following week. I really love that movie. I was really sad that the movie got negative reception. At least it's considered as a success. And apparently, Entertainment Weekly's Owen Gleiberman said the movie is like something left over from the 60s and compared it unfavourably to loved superhero films such as Spider-Man 2, Batman Begins and The Incredibles. During the Saturn Awards, Fantastic Four won a trophy for Best Science Fiction Film for 2005, but lost to Star Wars Revenge of the Sith. I think Fantastic Four is a brilliant movie. The direction and the story is faithful to the comics, and the music by John Ottman is so memorable. If it wasn't for Spider-Man, the Fantastic Four would have been my favourite part of Marvel. There's interesting and fascinating characters. I've read few of the comics. I love the 1990s animated series, and like I said, I enjoyed the video game adaptation.
The cosmic cloud is gaining speed.
So the next movie I'll be taking a look at is Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer. The story about Fantastic Four confronting Silver Surfer later became Hero and gets help saving the Earth from Galactus. Obviously the sequel was made with Tim Story returned to direct, Mark Frost returned to write, John Ottman returned for the music score, and main casts returned. Don Payne was also hired for screenplay and said the film is based upon the Galactus trilogy, where the character makes appearance, as well as issues 57 to 60, in which Doom steals the Surfer's power. Don has also said the film took influence from the Ultimate Marvel Limited series. Ultimate Extinction Galactus design was not yet done on March 2nd, 2007. And by 18th of April, the filmmakers weren't sure of whenever the character would speak until Lawrence Fishburne to perform the voice. The Fantastic Car appears in the movie, which I really love. I have this toy since my 9th birthday, including Mr. Fantastic action figure. I used to have the Thing figure, can't exactly remember what happened to it, and I also had Mr. Fantastic stretchy toy. On June 2006, the sequel confirmed Silver Surfer as a villain and a hero. The filming began on 28th of August 2006 and set to be released on 15th of June 2007. The Baxter Building was redesigned and the title was originally Fantastic Four 2, then officially changed to Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer. These guys returned, as I've already mentioned. Jessica Alba dyed her hair blonde in the first movie, and in the sequel she wore a wig, which I did not know that until I researched it, which means they really did a great job of it. The Thing prosthetics was also redesigned, so Michael Chiklis can take it off in between takes and for better ventilation, which looked pretty cool. Kerry Washington as Alicia Masters has a bigger part. Norrin Radd, aka Silver Surfer, is physically played by Doug Jones and voiced by Lawrence Fishburne, which they both did an amazing job. I love Silver Surfer, I thought he was a cool character, and I thought the animated series was pretty fascinating. Doug Jones was chosen to physically play the character and supposedly wasn't aware that he was being dubbed over. Both Rise of the Silver Surfer and Hellboy he was dubbed over. A grey silver suit was designed by Hossein Fernandez and created by FX Shop Spectral Motion, which has then been enhanced by a new CGI system designed by Weta. Andre Braugher plays Hager, a general for the United States Army. He gives off great performance. Tim Story says General Hager is an old acquaintance of Reed Richards and one of the major additions to the movie. The character was originally Nick Fury, but had to be changed because the rights of character Nick Fury belongs to Marvel Studios while Fantastic Four belonged to Fox. Although Hager's conversation with Mr. Fantastic is taken almost word for word from the conversation between Mr. Fantastic and Nick Fury in Ultimate Extinction 2, which is cool, pretty sneaky. Beau Garrett plays Frankie Ray, a captain of the United States Army. Apparently in the comics, the character becomes the new Herald of Galactus, known as Nova, which is cool. She's pretty good. Beau wishes that she could return for the unmade sequel where she'd be Johnny's girlfriend. Galactus was based on Marvel Ultimate version, known as Galactus. The character may be just clouds of cosmic, but his silhouette of comic accurate is briefly seen. Tim Story said Galactus was to appear as comic accurate in the unmade Silver Surfer spin-off. I absolutely love the intro. John Ottman does a great job with the soundtrack. I get goosebumps from the opening scene.
Oh shit. There goes the planet.
I love the fact that the thing is great with kids.
Smile!
It's nice that he got some fans in the universe. Pretty amusing when Johnny Storm was teasing Ben from outside the plane, and Ben was like, I hope it rains. While Doom wakes up, Reed, Johnny and Ben attend his nightclub. I love the bit where Ben burps at the guy's face.
Sorry.
Better out than in, I always say.
And I love Reed's stretchy dance. It's pretty entertaining. Funny, the movie came out the same year as Spider-Man 3, where Peter does an emo dance. But of course, Sue came in with Hager and the officers to tell the story.
Find out what this is all about. We need a way to locate and intercept that object.
Poor Stanley gets rejected.
I should be on that list.
Name?
Stanley.
Yeah, nice try, buddy.
No,
Nice try.
really, I'm Stan Lee.
The rock slide line is a great line.
I hate to wake up one morning and find out she was killed in a rock slide.
I'll show you a rock slide!
And plus there is a mention of Franklin Storm.
Dad would be proud.
The fact that Johnny said that Daddy would have been proud shows that the character Franklin Storm has already died in that universe, possibly prior to the film. As Reed and Sue are getting married, things start to kick off with Silver Surfer flying by, and the helicopter crash looks pretty lethal. My favourite scene has got to be Human Torch chasing after Silver Surfer.
Oh, that is cool.
It's always a blast to watch.
Show off.
The effects and the music score is so incredible. It was so funny when Sue turns Reed around with the force field just so she can finish the conversation with him.
Okay, sorry, please continue.
I remember when I first saw the trailer, I freaked out when Sue has Johnny's powers, while Johnny has Sue powers.
You're on fire!
I was like, uh-oh, when Johnny switched powers with Ben.
Oh my god! Come on!
Hey, not bad.
The London scene have got some great teamwork. Sue using her force field to balance the eye, Ben lifting it is badass. And Reed stretches pulling it together while the Human Torch tries to get after Silver Surfer. And of course, Victor is back.
If I break your little neck.
The deleted scene explained that Victor still retained his metallic affliction but hid under synthetic skin he wore, indicating that while he was healed of his skin injuries, he wasn't rid of his metallic condition. There's some nice moments with Johnny and Ben. Yeah, Johnny accidentally setting the darts on fire was pretty funny. I also love his line when he flirts with Captain Ray.
Were you just waiting outside the bathroom to try and catch me in a towel?
Also the moments with Ben and the grizzly bear.
Yeah, that's right. Keep running, boo-boo.
I absolutely love it. I think Boo Boo is actually a real bear, not a CGI, which is incredible. So, well done Boo Boo for taking the part. I get goosebumps when Silver Surfer first meets Sue, where his head goes through the force field.
Why are you destroying our planet?
I have no choice.
And when he said he had no choice was pretty badass, and I get shivers down my spine. I love the bit where Victor is back in Doom's suit and walks on Noran's surfboard, and the soundtrack was perfect fitting. It sums the character up. He's so menacing, threatening, conceiving and sinister. Also when he kills General Hager. I enjoyed Doom's fight at the Fantastic Car.
Really pissing me off!
We may have a sad scene where Sue briefly dies, but thankfully she's not killed off. Funny thing is, Johnny Storm dealt with Doctor Doom with the power of Super Skrull.
It's clobbering time.
Doom may look like he dies from drowning, but
You ain't going down fighting, kid. Not without me.
I do believe that there is a good chance he would survive. To those who think Silver Surfer is killed off after dealing with Galactus, well, the post-credit scene confirms that he's still alive, thankfully. We also have a nice ending with another wedding scene and goes well as planned this time. I really love that movie. It is my favourite Fantastic Four movie. I love the story of Silver Surfer and the Galactus. The casting were perfect, and there's great visual effects and music scores. The 2000s is such an awesome era. I remember seeing the trailer when I was about 8 years old, and I was pretty hyped. Then I watched it at the aeroplane. 2007 have got a lot of great movies that I absolutely loved. Spider-Man 3, Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer, Ghost Rider. Yes, I actually do like that movie. The Simpsons movie, Superbad, and Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. Unfortunately, Rise of the Silver Surfer received negative reviews, which I was really surprised by it because I absolutely loved that movie and I thought there was lots of great stuff in there. It is my top few favourite Marvel movies. Due to bad reviews, the third movie and Silver Surfer spin-off were scrapped. I was really upset when I heard about that, as I was really looking forward to see it as a kid, and same with Spider-Man 4. Plus, I do think that Sam Raimi's Spider-Man trilogy and Tim Story Fantastic Four films set in the same universe. That would be so cool if in the Fantastic Four movie with those casts return and they brought in Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man. Oh, wouldn't that be awesome? Plus, the Fantastic Four franchise ended up in development hell and got rebooted in 2015. After the poor reception, Marvel Studios eventually bought the rights of the characters as well as the X-Men and Deadpool, after the whole thing with the acquisition of 20th Century Fox by Disney. So, that's Story's version wrapped up. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.